Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So today I'd like to go over the bounty board and how to obtain the new companion gear. Now I've made a map exactly how you can find those monsters who have those marks which you need to kill to gain the percentage to complete your quests. So upon interacting with this bounty board, you can obtain every day 2 of these daily quests. And upon completing them, you shall be able to obtain this cache of either the ruins or the grove. And this cache, they're basically exactly the same, will give you a chance to obtain that purple companion gear, which you want to be obtaining, that has 1300 item level, which is the highest item level companion gear within the game right now. However, as we can see, it's a chance to receive one of the following. So unfortunately, this is going to be a repeat of our master expeditions, where every day we're going to have to go and complete these quests, these daily quests. Now you can go and also repeat these quests on your other characters. Now this quest requires you to go and defeat unique targets. These will be monsters which have this kind of bounty poster adjacent to their hit point bar, and when you go and kill them, then you'll gain a certain percentage. You can see I have gathered information here, and it's both 0%, and one has to be from within the ruins and the other from within the grove. So how best do you find these monsters who have these marks? Well, they spawn in particular locations in each of the areas. First we have the ruins up here, the Malabog ruins, the older zone, the one that came out first, and secondary we have the grove, this new zone right here. And within each of the zones there are 4 spawning locations, at least from what I have found and others. And with these locations in mind, you can always jump to them and see if the mob has spawned there or not, and switch instance and do the same. Now of course ideally you would jump into an instant with a low player count, and in that way it's more likely that they will have spawned. Now where exactly do these monsters spawn? Well, I've made conveniently a map for you all, and with this map you can clearly see where each of those monsters are located and where they spawn. Now the monsters, like this guy right here, wanders, and thus he has a red trail leading off the X. The X is where I believe he initially spawns, and then they wander along that line, he gets to there, and then he goes back again. And it's the same with this monster over here, this other red one on the grove area, and he'll travel along this line. And so if you're looking for him, then you'll have to go and make sure you look along that pathway. Now there are other monsters which will spawn in their vicinity, adjacent to them, like this throat dripper guy will spawn generally with a troll, and they'll patrol around. And that's pretty much it. There shall be a link in the description of the video where you'll be able to access this map and see it in a bit more detail for yourselves. That's it really. You go about those zones and you kill those monsters where they spawn, and you gain their percentage. Once you gain the maximum percentage, you can jump back to this bounty board where you've completed the quest, and you'll be able to obtain that cache, and that cache will then of course give you a chance to obtain this companion gear. Like from yesterday, I opened my first cache and all I got was a shattered diamond shard and some few other nonsense, some rough aster diamonds, and I also got one that dropped this green companion gear, which I think I'm just going to stick with my purple companion gear with the lower item level for now until I actually get companion gear that has 2 slots, which is the purple companion gear, which is absolutely what you want to be obtaining. There's really nothing else in here. So unfortunately, it's just going to be a daily grind. Some daily quests that we'll have to complete amongst other things that you're doing within your game to get character progression. So now I'll go over a little bit more in depth of where exactly you can find these monsters. So first up we have this skeleton who will spawn atop this dais right here. You can see I make my way. It's very close to the spawning in location where you teleport to this map. And the skeleton is fairly easily to defeat, doesn't give too much percentages, usually they give between 20 to 50%. Then we have the next little guy, Klenzug the Shin Carver. And he's a little fella and he'll spawn just in this corner right here. Then we have Ugzank the Thorn Hammer. And this guy's like a big giant and he'll just spawn in this corner right here, generally amongst a whole bunch of other giants. Then, as I've mentioned already, we have Zulkaz the Throat Ripper, and he will wander about, and he has his one line that you see on the map, at which he makes his way along, and once he gets to the end of the line, he just turns back and continues trudging back and forth. Now, if you come within combat of him, he'll like stand still, and if you stick around, he'll go and fight you. Then we go to the Grove. In here, we first up have Nugrag the Deathweed, and he's fairly easy to beat up. He just spawns at the outer edge of kind of this large clearing, and yeah, you defeat it, and you will gain a certain percentage. I believe it's 20% from him. Then we have over here Adran Kolglanan the Dream Bearer, I believe. And when you go and beat him up, he has like warlock powers. Again, you'll gain a small percentage. He's not considered very tough. And we have then this Heart Piercer. He's a skeleton and he'll spawn in this trunk area of like this large tree that has died. And you have like a stump area and he'll spawn amongst these archers, these other skeleton archers. And you'll just have to wait. Now, the general spawning timer of these enemies is about 20 minutes, so it can be quite annoying. Finally, we have Jun of the Shattered Dreams. He's like a big guy. I believe I got 50% upon killing him, and he's another wandering guy and will make his way around this pathway. I believe he goes this way along where you see my arrow. And you again go beat him up, and you'll get your percentage. They don't really drop anything else. Probably some silver and some refinement points, but that's about it. So hopefully this map is somewhat helpful for you guys to find those hunt marks or those bounty mark monsters, and you can easily beat them up and complete those quests nice and quickly. Now, as the days go on, less people will probably do this, and thus it should get easier. Otherwise, try find a time or a zone that's low populated, and you should be able to complete it a lot easier. Otherwise, just party up. Go to the different 4 locations within a particular zone. When you find one, call it out, and everybody goes and kills them. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully I presented this well. If I did, consider leaving the video a like. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing. And we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.